right, motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call It podcast.
One time for one time.
I am your host, X, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, my main dude, Dub. What's happening?
What's happening, my brother? It is good to be back, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
are back for episode number 19.
19.
Baby.
Last year's about teenage
Yes,
years.
sir. We are in this thing. We've been going for 19 episodes strong. Well, really 21 because we've done two bonuses. One of which we haven't dropped yet. Yeah. But it's coming.
Eventually it'll get out.
Yeah, right. Speaking of which, we are on episode 19, but episodes 1 through 15 as of this recording are already on all the major platforms. We are now on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. So,
Google Podcasts,
the podcast.
The podcast.
Yeah, so man, we kind of getting caught up with everything by the time.
You've been working behind the scenes, my brother.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. By the time this one hits, we will be caught up. Everything will start getting uploaded on all platforms at the same time. So
yeah. Then we gotta go ahead and get our pictures together and stuff because I'm tired of looking at that same
old
thumbnail where my hairline was struggling.
So the thing about that picture is this is actually the anniversary weekend of that picture.
All right, because it was PV homecoming.
Yeah, it was homecoming. What, 3 years ago?
3 years ago. Yeah.
2018.
Was it 3 years? Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Was that 3 years ago? That was 3 years ago.
Crazy thing is, when we took that picture, never knew it would be used for the podcast. Never knew we was going to have a podcast at that
I
point.
did not like the picture. Never wanted to see the picture again. But she was like, hey, let's use this picture. I was like...
I mean, I feel like it was one of the only pictures that we had.
I got to go back in and Photoshop some edges on it.
Yeah, man. While we at it, man, let's kind of talk a little bit about the struggle. I mean, the journey of the podcast. It's been a journey, man.
Journey, struggle, all of it.
Yeah.
One and the same.
Well, because I was talking to somebody earlier. Matter of fact, she's probably going to be on the show sometime soon. Lonnie, because she was doing her YouTube.
The third scent.
Yeah. It's supposed to be third scent. But yeah, she was doing her YouTube channel. And we kind of got to talking about it, and how you look for the followers and the likes and the subscriptions and the comments and the views and everything. And the thing about it is, and I've been watching a lot of new podcasts, and people say, they don't really make it out of the first, 20 episodes or the first couple of uploads because, number one, either people lose interest or they get too caught up and wrapped up in the fact that it is a starting podcast and everybody isn't going to view your stuff like right then and there.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You got to build it up. So I say all of that to say that, my brother, I am happy to be doing this podcast with you. It does not feel like it's a chore or it's a job or it's work or anything.
I'm going to tell you something, brother. It definitely feels like a chore when you packing all the shit up. But outside of that, once everything's set up, then it's like, it's really kicking it. And then once we're done, we got to pack the shit back up.
Yeah, we definitely got to pack this shit back up. But I definitely think that's something that will keep us in it for longevity because, until, as we talked about it way back on episode number 1, this for us is just something that we were already doing. We just decided to record it. Yeah. So, man, I appreciate you, and I'm happy to be doing this.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you doing it with me and encouraging me through the journey, and being ahead of your wheel or putting your, what's the shit called? Something in front of the wagon. Putting the wagon before the horses and stuff. Because you talk about $500 mics and shit. And I'm like, well,
you gotta have vision. Vision.
Let's calm down.
I got vision for it. I got the vision. I want to continue to do this, man. We're gonna continue to grow this. Yeah. We need y'all out there. Y'all gotta help us grow this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. All of that, man.
On all platforms.
On all platforms.
You can. I don't know if you can comment and subscribe.
Yeah, you might not have all platforms, but the platforms that you have, please go out there.
Never mind.
Everybody don't got Spotify or
Google.
Yeah, but either Apple or Google are free. So
You got YouTube.
Yeah.
And comment on YouTube.
yeah.
And on our IG. And stuff.
Yeah. Follow us on IG at 2 Cent Podcast. But for all of
that, I still gotta make the other page.
Oh yeah,
for
that
Facebook.
Yeah. But for all of the shot callers out there that have been rocking with us for a whole 19 episodes straight, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for just being with us. Housekeeping rules, my brother. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking water tonight. You know,
that's a lot.
Getting myself back together. I'm gonna do an Arnold Palmer tonight. So the vodka, sweet tea, and lemon, topped off with some ginger ale.
Okay.
That's keep it light tonight.
That's what I'm talking about. And so yeah,
What you drinking over there? I'm sorry, man. I'm so rude.
you
He was like, "You gonna ask me?"
You good, my brother? You good?
People, how's your day? They just go on. Don't ask you shit.
Nah, I'm coming in with something for the season, man. Well, I feel like it's for the season. We got a caramel and cream. I got a caramel whiskey, salty caramel whiskey, and a bourbon cream liqueur. So
And how's that for the season? Tell me
you
how
know,
you making this correlation.
Well, because honestly, it tastes like an eggnog.
Got you. Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
I had to get there with you, brother. I was like,
what you tried to do was play me at first. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna be drinking these all season.
Brother, I ain't trying to play. You know, you just be you're a cancer, so you be extra as shit.
Bye.
You just make it up. Try to make up a drink name for a simple drink order.
Well, tonight is simple. You see, I went simple. I just went to
whiskey and Sprite. Let me call that. No, it's whiskey and Sprite, brother.
Yeah, man. So that's what we're drinking tonight. If you have been keeping up with us, we skipped a week. Episode 18 was 2 weeks ago, and let us tell you why. So I was out of town last weekend.
Yes.
I actually went to, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the picture of my huge little cousin, my younger giant cousin, plays for University of Nebraska. So I was in Nebraska last weekend, man.
How was that, man?
It was an experience.
I remember you was texting me and telling me about some stuff. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Let me tell you. If you've never been to Nebraska, especially as a black person, it ain't nothing there for you. Nebraska is very of the lighter hue.
Okay. Got when you going?
It's not a lot of us, man. It's cool up there though. It's nice scenery.
It's cool, like cool like temperature.
No, it's cool like
the vibe.
It's laid back. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It's a laid back vibe. I feel like it would be. I was only there really for about a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And the vibe is like, laid back, just kind of kick it kind of vibe. It'd be nice, a nice little getaway type joint.
Really?
Yeah, it's not nowhere that you got to go and like turn up. But as far as just going, peaceful, chilling out, Nebraska's cool.
Hey, you were just in Lincoln, right?
I flew. Well, I stayed in Omaha.
Okay.
The game was in Lincoln.
Okay.
And when I tell you, the whole state probably goes to the University of Nebraska games.
Well, it's only that big.
Yeah, like when I tell you, I'm talking about everybody in the state was probably at the game.
Pride of the state.
Yeah, and out of everybody in the state being at the game was probably about 40 black people, and
they were all on the football team, except for you.
Yeah, they was either on the football team or they was family of the football team. But yeah, it was cool, man. I'm actually glad I got to go, man. I got to spend some good time with my little cousin. It was really a really good time, man. Me and him, I don't think we really got to spend time. We've gotten to spend time like that as adults, being as that, me and my siblings are in the middle of generations because my mom is 15 years younger than her next brother.
Okay.
And so my first cousins, and their kids, we're right in the middle of them.
Got you.
So he's the son of one of my first cousins, and so we're kind of he just entered adulthood, and obviously I've been in for a little while. So this was like our first real chance to get to kick it as adults, and it was a good time, man. We had a real good time. Got to celebrate.
Was it weird for you?
No.
Okay. Like me and my cousin, like my younger cousin, because we kind of like that too. Because so we have a group of the cousins that's older. They're probably like 40s, mid 40s, and then the next after that is kind of like 30s. I think my sister is 34. I'm getting ready to turn 33. And then it's the group that's like with my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother's 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So now it's like seeing them, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Then you got the great, well, I'm about to say great grandkids.
Yeah.
Also, and it's like, it's weird, but you got to accept the fact that they're growing up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's not so weird because we have like all of them I have a good relationship with. So his grandfather is the one that was my uncle. That's my uncle that I was closest with. Like that's the one that was a firefighter and the reason that I'm in my profession. So, you know, he basically molded both of us. So I feel like that's why it's not weird. Like, you know, that we kind of looked up to him as Papa. So
Gotcha.
I feel like that's, you know, that's why it's not weird. It like I said, it actually was a really good time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because it made me think. It definitely made me think about, you know, the time with my uncle. So, yeah, man, we had a good time. Very good time. Definitely gonna have to do it again.
Wipe your eyes, brother.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, Dub, he is emotionally, he's emotional, but like his outward expression of it is very rare.
Which brings us to the week, man. So, how was your week?
This week or last week?
Both.
Both. Last week it was okay. From what I remember. Damn. I'm getting old, y'all.
You know,
I can't remember everything. But yeah, it's a pretty good week. I was supposed to go out with a young lady on Saturday. That my sister Erica.
Oh yeah.
She just randomly met while she was going to Axton and stuff, and she was actually the girl that she was talking to was actually on a date. It was like it wasn't going too well, so she's like, I know somebody that'll be good for you.
Oh, so you just got she pimping you out.
Yeah, randomly she calls me up. She's like, yeah. She's small talking, and then we get to that, and then she says, oh yeah, I had this girl that I want you to meet. We could do a group outing and stuff like that. It turns out she was 26, and I was like,
a little young, but okay.
A little shit. But yeah, it ends up we ended up not doing it and stuff like that. But on what was that? I was supposed to do that on Sunday. Saturday, I actually ended up hanging out with one of my exes, Tot and stuff. She had a death recently and stuff like that, and she was going through and stuff like that. So I was just trying to be there for her, trying to support her, and stuff like that. We can get into that a little bit later as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that here in a minute.
And then this week was pretty plain. I actually ended up going back into the office for one day. I said I was gonna go twice, but Thursday I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit because my sleep had been terrible. I've been sleeping bad for like the past 2 weeks and stuff like that. Even today was bad. You know, I told you I gotta get a nap in before I come over. Other than that, man, it's been smooth and stuff like that. Nothing too bad, you know. Your normal emotional roller coaster type of week. But
yeah, we gonna get into that too. Yeah.
How about you, man? What the week look like?
Man,
or the past. Well, you kind of already went into your previous week. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna double back on that week. As far as this week, man, it's been I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit of a struggle. You know, for me, this season is a weird one. A bit of a rough one.
Yeah.
Holidays coming up, and you know, it just, I guess around this time I get into a bit of a funk. But I acknowledge that, and I have things that I do to try to keep me from going to a dark place. So with that being said, also this week, I started getting back in the swing of everything as far as like watching what I eat and being on a
I'm watching too.
yeah being on a actual strict plan. I've gotten back into because I'm getting back to my last year self, where I was just really in focus on my fitness and my health. I was in the gym all the time. I will say this, as I'm getting back to that point as far as dropping the weight,
Yeah.
which
Cause you was trying to be He-Man.
yeah.
Because you stayed in the gym, but you just been focused on.
Oh yeah, I've been in the gym this whole time, which is what
gaining side of it.
which was what I was about to say, man. I am the strongest I've ever been right now, and I'm also in the process of dropping weight, which has me a little bit of a lightweight tonight. I'm already feeling
feeling
these.
it? Yeah, man.
Already feeling these drinks.
Welcome to my world.
Because I haven't been. I've been at a major caloric deficit. So with that being said, I'm definitely starting to feel the drinks.
Welcome, my brother.
But
no, you're down. You say you dropped what 10 pounds this week?
yeah, well nine and a half. Yeah,
Let me round up and give you a 10.
yeah,
brother.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But with that, yeah, like I said, this so it's been a week of ups and downs. But I'm dealing with it, and I want to acknowledge you, brother, and give you your flowers. I want to say that I appreciate you, man. You are a great friend.
I appreciate that, man.
You definitely check on your people. It's definitely not a, and we talked about this I think on a few episodes about how you have one-sided friendships and sometimes you tell somebody about something and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's nice, or oh yeah, man, I'm sorry, but after that it's
all it is.
Yeah,
it's
like
very
they,
surface level.
yeah, it's like they really don't give a fuck about it. But you have definitely been a good friend throughout the season. You know what goes on for me during this season, so I appreciate you, man. And
well, my brother, I know that you got me if I'm ever going through a season, which I'll probably be going through one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So just I'm building up my bank. To
Yeah,
be like, hey,
man.
my man, hey, brother. Hey. But nah, man, I definitely appreciate you, man. You make it easy to be a good friend and stuff like that, and I appreciate you telling me those things because my love language is words of affirmation.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that.
We about to get into. Oh, but so was it last week or week before you did have a friend date?
A friend date?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the one. That was last week. Last week, with Todd.
Okay.
And I don't even want to call it a friend date. Matter of fact, she got mad at me for even calling it a friend date and stuff like that. She was like, "Why you just keep saying friend?" And then I stopped saying friend because I don't know. Sometimes you think it can be offensive to people that
want more
than a friendship?
Yeah,
or just still are harboring feelings, which is not saying that I'm not harboring feelings for it and everything like that. But it was definitely a experience. A lot of rush of emotion.
Okay.
When you see that person that you haven't seen in forever, that you haven't talked to, y'all had something and prior, it's always a rush of emotions, and you got to get into a mode. I actually said a prayer for myself to make sure that I didn't do anything reckless and stuff like that, because she's mourning and stuff like that. And I had this talk with my pops. Matter of fact, actually, when I went to the game Thursday, I went to Knicks game.
Yeah.
Thursday and stuff like that, and I had a conversation with him, which it was dope and stuff. Like, me and my pops are getting a lot closer now that I'm older. And he was saying, like, you sure that you want to do that? Because he made mention to Shy. They have a song called Comforter. And he's like, she might just be trying to find a comfort in you and stuff like that.
Kind of the conversation we had.
Yeah.
Okay.
And stuff, but I was like, nah, like we had a conversation, like, this isn't going anywhere. I just truly want to be a good friend.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a weird situation. It's not easy on either end. But
Okay.
we ended up going to this bowling spot out here, towards this way, in Forney. I think it's called. It's like one of those hybrid spots where it's like bowling alley, arcade.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know there was one like that out there.
It's right next to across the street from Bucky's.
Really? Oh, in Terrell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So bowling alley, movies, arcade, and stuff. So we did that, and actually one of my homeboys, DJ, who's a shot caller as well. Shout out to DJ. He was in town because he's from Terra.
Yeah.
And stuff. And he hung out with us too, so it kind of made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel too much like, this is a date type vibe and stuff.
That's what's up. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into that. I'll talk about my situation a little later.
I don't know how long I was talking just then.
Nah,
I
that's
feel like I was talking a long time.
Nah, you really wasn't. But since
I'm not hiding on it.
so since y'all went out on that on that date, or I'm just gonna say y'all got together. I'm not gonna call it a date. Y'all went out to hang out, and so that happened. You told her that you just wanted to be, you wanted to be a good friend. You wanted to be there for her. But then y'all had a follow-up conversation after that. How did that go?
Follow-up conversation. She hit me up and she was just letting me know she still had feelings for me.
Yeah.
In her mind, I didn't choose her because I chose to break up just because of where our mental health was, mental stability, and everything that was going on. But she felt like I didn't choose her. She ended up getting into another relationship. That relationship just came to a tragic end, unfortunately, and stuff like that. So I'm not really trying to dabble in that.
Right.
So, it's like, no, I just truly want to be your friend. But it's hard. She says it's hard for her to be just a friend. And she wants to know, is there a future in a us?
Okay.
She says eventually.
Yeah.
And eventually is different to everybody.
Yeah, and so we kind of talk. We've been talking about that situation here for, I guess, the past couple of months, and yeah, I hear what you're saying, but y'all conversations always go left.
Yeah,
because it ends up painting you out to be the bad guy. And we talked about that. And that's the only issue that I have with y'all continuing to round about this conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with her, because I have another relationship. If I get paid as a bad guy there, you be like, shit, like, he was a bad guy, so fuck you.
Okay, and you're right. So let me put that in context. I say that because I watched you in that relationship, and the
you definitely had more of an inside look on that relationship.
Yeah, and I know everything that you was putting into that relationship versus the one prior to that, the one that we keep talking about. At that point in life, you were not in a stable mindset to be a good boyfriend or to be a good person in a relationship.
I was at a worse point than I was at this last relationship.
Right. And so that's why, I say, I don't know, like the thing that I have an issue with as far as y'all are concerned is that it keeps coming around to, everything in that ended the relationship you did wrong. And I'm like, nah, you got to look at that relationship and it's got to be that blame, for lack of a better term, got to be shared.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things that we talked about and stuff because I said when we initially broke up, I said we both have issues that we need to work on. And before we even think about trying this again, even down the road, years, months, no matter what it is, I need to be sure that we both worked on those things and we've seen what we need to work on.
Right. And so, with that being said, and I asked you this question the other day when we was texting, and I told you that I was going to revisit it on the show.
Yes.
Because That's going back to.
And I appreciate you calling me on my bullshit.
Yeah.
Brother.
You know I'm gonna do that.
And putting things in aspect because XC. I won't say I'm emotional, but I'm definitely a lover of love.
Let me tell you, the funny thing about how we interacted with each other is that I'll check with you first to see exactly what you're wanting from me at the moment.
He's like, hey, bro, I'm about to make you feel bad about yourself. You sure you want this? I'm like, nah, go ahead, brother.
No, let me tell y'all, when me and X text about these conversations, it's like I gotta check the temperature of the room. Like yeah. I think the last time I text you, I was like, all right, now are you telling me this because you just want to vent about it, or are you telling me this because you want my opinion on it?
Yeah.
And so, and I've had to come to that. Me personally, I've had to come to that realization about myself is that I don't have an in between. Like I don't know how to sugarcoat shit. So if I'm going to say it, then I have to say it, and you have to be ready to accept it. And if not, like I'm okay with just being the sounding board without the commentary. But if you ask me for that commentary, I'm coming.
That is something that I have been working on this year. Even when I start doing my friend dates again, Nurse Bay, I told her I was an asshole beforehand, but I guess she was like, "No, you're really an asshole." And I told you we had this conversation. It's like I made this post on Instagram. It's like I gotta watch the way that I talk to my female friends.
Yeah, that's not a challenge.
Even my male friends. Even when they say, oh no, I'm an asshole too. It's not a challenge to say, oh no, you're not really an asshole.
Yeah,
I can show you an asshole and stuff. So you just gotta kind of filter that depending on who you talk to and stuff like that, and just have some finesse.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
and I think for us, we don't really. We had a friendship to where we don't really have to sugarcoat the shit. You know what I'm saying? We just say that out route. Which doubling back, that was a question I asked you about that after y'all had that conversation is like, being that your love language is words of affirmation, and so that means the power lies in the tongue. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I said, every time y'all double back on the conversation of why y'all split up, it comes back to painting you out to being a bad guy. And so I asked you the question of, like, what positive reinforcement are you getting out of that relationship or those conversations? Because you can't keep returning back to that same, turmoil.
Damn.
Of painting you out to
be. This is what abused women feel like. They be like, why don't you leave the relationship? And shout out to everybody that's going through domestic.
Yes, we just came out of the domestic violence month awareness
men
month.
And women.
Hey, if you being abused, man, number one, tell somebody, and number two, like work on. I know it's not easy, and I know that people stay in fucked up situations because of the ideal of who that person was when they met, or who they fell in love with, or the fact that they in love. But man, if y'all out there and you are going through that, like talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like don't hold that in and don't let it get too far, because that's a serious thing. Yeah,
definitely. And along that same subject, it's got to deal with self-love. So, I just had the realization that my love language was words of affirmation when we went to Vegas and stuff like that. We took the quiz, and I was like, you know what, that is right. But the thing is, earlier this year, I was reading that book, 30 Days to Overcome Emotional Stronghold. Speaking of that book, have you read that yet, brother?
I still got it.
Shit. But in that book, it talked about releasing that stuff, and it talked about finding joy and finding love in yourself and finding love in God. So in a sense, it kind of helped with being the sounding board for those people that you've hurt. Because obviously I hurt her. I also hurt Butterfly, Sunflower. Yeah, they both is awkward as fuck. They both love sunflowers.
Okay.
So when I was hearing that information, I took it in and stuff like that, but I didn't let it too much bother me.
Yeah.
Until I got back, and then I had my fucking R&B session with myself and lighting candles in my pity party. But I take it with a grain of salt because ultimately, the real goal for me is to be married, to be a father. And I ask for this every night when I say my prayers to be a better version of anything that I do. So be the better version of a husband, of a father, boyfriend, a fiance, uncle, son, grandson, accountant, everything like that. So I take it as constructive criticism, and I try not to
in the conversation.
Yeah,
but is it constructive criticism, or is it a continual degradation of you and who you are as a person and what you brought to the relationship?
Well, I like self-degradation, degradation.
But it's not self.
Well, I do it myself. You know,
I mean, yes. At the same
all the time. So.
Yeah, but and you know, I had that issue too.
Yeah.
But you gotta definitely speak kind of yourself and change that narrative. And again, like for me, it doesn't really affect me, right? Yeah. Because that's not my love language. You know, I don't really care about words.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really affect how I move. But on the other end, just as you like words of affirmation, it can also tear you down at the same point.
Yeah.
And I feel like not even maybe consciously, but subconsciously revisiting that,
it just makes me feel worse about myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely has its moments and stuff like that. You be like, damn, I did that. But I think it just puts all things in context. And it's not all bad. The conversations that we had is not all like you did this. Right. She does realize that she did some things to play out in the relationship. And I can see some of the growth with her.
Right. And so but that was why I posed the question. So you still ain't really answered the question.
I'm sorry.
What's the positive reinforcement that comes out of those interactions?
The positive reinforcement, she tells me these certain things. Like, you know, like she told me that I was a good guy.
Okay.
And we just didn't have the right communication and stuff like that. We didn't know how to talk to each other and stuff like that. She's told me a couple times that I'll be the perfect husband, the perfect father and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then, you know.
But then after
it's
that.
the sandwich.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw sugar on shit and feed it to you.
Right here. I'm gonna finish out right here. Or start good and then put this shit right here and do something good. But no, it's just I don't know, bro. I'm an empath and stuff. I had to ask myself, I was like, damn, am I a narcissist? And people are like, if you're a narcissist, you wouldn't even ask if you're a narcissist. But I'm definitely an empath. I feel for people. I want people to feel good. I'm a pleaser.
Yeah.
So I mean, shit, I don't know, brother. You know, I'm fucked up.
I just want. I mean,
but I appreciate you actually caring about it and stuff, and being able to see those things that I can't see and letting me know about it. Because some people would just be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people just sit on, especially when it comes to, you know, us as men, right? We're supposed to just be able to take everything, and we're supposed to be able to take everything, you know, that people tell us, and all of the criticism and all of the everything. But it's like, hey, who's on the sideline saying that, hey, maybe you shouldn't let, you know, somebody just you know, beat on you all the time, like beat you down or tear you down the whole time, and that's the thing. And we talked, you know, that was, you know, going back to earlier when I was just like, you got to have people around you, like you got to have people around you that understand those kind of things about you and be like, hey, you know, like that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the domestic violence thing, like verbal abuse, physical abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody around you, you got to have that group of people that be like, all right, you know, it's getting they taking it a little too far, like. Yeah, kind of started to shut that shit down. And I'm not saying that, you know.
I don't want to paint that picture of it like she's just like, you ain't shit. You ain't did it. No. She's not like that.
And I'm definitely not saying that about her at all. I'm just saying, you know, at the end of the day, in everything.
That's the first time I said the N-word today.
Oh, I ain't even hear it. in all relationships, look for that positive reinforcement, and that's for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have that. I have to look at that from my standpoint as well. Like, you got to look at what are you gaining from this relationship, and people can say all the bullshit about, you should be giving without expecting to get, or you should be seeing what you can bring. Yes, you should always be doing that as well, but you should not be getting the short end of the stick all the time in any kind of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if that relationship ever becomes one-sided, you got to start to realize that and pull yourself away, like start detaching from that relationship. So, you know what I'm saying? I just that's just something I brought to your attention. It's not,
and I told you, like, I definitely, like, when it comes to that point, I always try to kind of curb the conversation somewhere else, because we don't have to, and we don't need to go back down that path of just all the negative and stuff like that. I just want her to heal, for sure.
And so, looking at that relationship, and I guess y'all situation going left, ending the relationship, and then I guess a little while after that she got into a new relationship, and then after that y'all still had the conversation of, I really never got over you. I was still this and this. So, being in love with multiple people at the same time, is it possible?
Yes.
Okay. You answered that quick?
Yes. Very, very simple. Definitely is definitely possible. I've gone through it a couple of times in my life. All the women that I've had drinks named after, I've been in love with it multiple times and stuff like that. So, and it's just it's a sticky situation to be in, and stuff, because you love one person for certain things that they do, and you love somebody else for certain things that you like on their end, but you don't know, like, who is the one.
Man, yeah. So I heard a quote the other day. It said, and I don't know how I feel about this quote. It said, you can't find everything you need out of just one person.
You can't.
And so with that, if that quote is correct, how do you end up in a committed monogamous relationship as far as being married?
I think you have to look at your list of things that you want, and you have to have the non-negotiables.
Okay,
I think I said that right. My tongue is kind of thick right now.
Yeah,
non-negotiables. And you got to kind of go from there, and then everything else is kind of just like extra on top. And what they lack, you have to try to build with them, and try to I don't even want to say change them into that, because it kind of sounds manipulative. You can either accept them, or you can just express it and try to get them to give you the things that you need, or the things that you want. And it's a two-way street. But they always say, relationships are all about building.
Well, I think at the same time, and I'm not, a relationship specialist, and I don't even give relationship advice because I really don't give a fuck. But I think it's good to definitely have a life outside of your relationship as well.
Definitely. You don't want to be defined as.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. So yeah, I think as far as that's concerned, looking at it as far as trying to find everything in one person, I think you got to find everything in yourself first, right? Like, definitely. You got to see what makes
self-love is definitely.
Yeah, you got to see what makes you happy first.
Me too. Self-love is the second best love that you can have outside of God.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so we talked about that, and along with self-love, I think that comes along with being able to let people go at
Ooh. I'm not a
So letting people go, does that come with self-love? Is that a part of self-love?
I think it is. But it's That shit's hard, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
And how do you know when you get to the point to where you gotta let somebody go?
I guess when it's just like you feel like there's no hope in it.
Yeah.
Or if you just love yourself to the point where you say, I don't deserve that. So it's just, it's difficult because, I've been in love with multiple women at one time. I fall in love with people when we go out to happy hour and shit. Thought I found another wife
And we
online.
end up buying rounds of drinks and shit.
Yeah, and stuff like, we didn't even talk about that. We went to karaoke tonight.
We did, and we ended up.
Don't y'all ever say that black men do not take care
Let me tell y'all.
of sisters.
Let me tell y'all.
Don't look out.
X had us in this motherfucker with a group of 5 younger ladies
From Chicago. Who comes to Dallas for their birthday?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that shit out too. But man, let me tell you, X is the prime example of that friend that you go out with and you end up looking at the tab the next day and you be like, what in the fuck?
No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay, so this is how the situation goes. Me and Dub go to karaoke. And we just have a good time, but we have a full table to ourselves. I see these black girls come in. They're standing. They don't have a seat.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
For sure.
I need to look out for them.
Yeah, we was definitely going to do that.
And stuff like that. So I told them, hey, we got some extra seats over here. Yeah, I can sit down at our table and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just on the strength, not trying to holler or anything like that. Yeah. So we just start talking to them and stuff like that and find out their stories and stuff. So they're all from Chicago. 2 of them were sisters, and then they had a couple friends.
Yeah, and it was somebody's like 24th, 5th birthday.
It was a birthday girl, and then one of them just got married.
Engaged.
Was it engaged? Yeah, just got engaged. The other one, I forgot. She was the singer.
We ended up buying rounds. Yeah. Is what happened.
We only brought like 2 rounds. But them rounds
a piece, shit.
it was 10 people at the table. But it wasn't my fault. It was
the bartender.
No, old boy fault that we was trying to set up.
Oh yeah.
We definitely are both good wingmen.
Yeah, we are wingmen.
Because they was on that was a first date. Well, technically it was supposed to be their second date, but old boy canceled.
Yeah.
On the first date,
and we stepped in because
he bought me a drink. I was like, okay, I'll take the shit. He didn't put no Bill Cosby in the shit. So
nah, he. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for us, he was not getting lucky that night. We definitely helped him out.
They hadn't kissed or anything.
Yeah, we helped him out on that one. But yeah, getting back to
sorry.
He's
going there. Those sidetracks.
But yeah, man, letting people go. I think you definitely have to get to a point of just what we was talking about, the question that I posed you, man, that positive reinforcement. Like, if you're not getting the positive reinforcement from somebody at any point in time, and it's one-sided the whole time, you gotta come to a point to where you like, this is too much and not enough at the same time. Like, I'm giving too much of myself and I'm not being replenished enough in return to continue this situation going.
Okay. So, in that same vein, do you think another person can help that process of letting somebody go?
Like moving on?
Yeah.
The age-old saying is, I definitely
to get over somebody else to get on.
Yeah, it's to get over somebody else to get under somebody, the next person. I think that's a definite truth in some fashion. Because
it's not good to do.
It's
because that's how I ended up at my rock bottom.
Yeah, it's
doing the shit that I was doing.
It's not okay. It's not good to do at all, man. And it only fixes. I feel like it only fixes things temporarily because
shout out to Sunflower.
Because I feel like you're going to come back to that point at something like if you don't deal with it and if you don't get closure from
what's really. The issue is it's always going to repeat itself.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come back. So, I think you should definitely close things off completely before you try to move forward in a different situation, or you're going to end up with multiple things. You're going to end up comparing that person, the new person, to the old person forever. You're going to end up you're going to end up waking up one day and realizing that they're not the old person and being like, damn, I'm only here because I want that back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm not a fan of trying to start something new when you still got something else open.
Okay, so in that same vein, let me ask you this question. Hypothetical.
Okay.
Say
hypothetically.
Okay, Life Jennings. So say that you are the new boyfriend.
Okay.
They truly wanted somebody else, but they couldn't get that, or they weren't acting right, so they decided to go with you, or quote unquote settled.
Okay.
How would that make you feel if
Do
you
I know
ever
they settled?
found out
Oh,
that they settled?
So if man, that's a. I feel like it's a catch-22. Like it's a hard question because I actually know a situation like that, but it's a hard question to answer because if you're the rebound person and you've already fallen in love with that person, and then you find out, I don't think you can say that, oh, I don't want to be with you because you settled for me. But going into it, if I know that your heart is still with, oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even allow you to open up that door because I know at any point in time you can walk back out that door to your previous relationship, and then I have to understand that I set myself up for that potential devastation because you were still caught up in that relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can expect anything less.
Well, it's definitely an ego shot. I would say that.
Oh,
because
for sure.
you feel like, well,
because then are you really
best,
good enough?
Say you're the best that I can do.
Yeah.
But you're saying that you could do way better than me.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know exactly how I would feel if somebody said, "Oh no, I settled for you."
Yeah.
Or if I found out that they settled for me.
Like that's what I said. I think if you find out after you fallen in love with that person, it could be definitely something that would hurt, but it's not really anything. It's not anything that you can really do about it at that point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know that going, like I said, if you know that going in up front, you know, like I am a firm believer of the cool down period. Like I don't think anybody getting out of a major relationship should get into another relationship within like a year.
5 years, 12 years in your case.
Oh, that's where we going. No, but
we ain't gonna talk about my relationship all the time. We gonna get into your shit one of these days.
my shit is an unusual story, but yeah. So yeah, I think you should definitely have that cool down period in between. So I wouldn't even, just getting to know somebody. I wouldn't even try to potentially take it to the next level with somebody that was recently out of a long-term relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you on that.
I wouldn't do that, but it is what it is. Other news, man. This was a big week for sports, man.
It was.
A lot happened.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Y'all got y'all win without Dak.
We did. The Cowboys definitely won with a backup quarterback, which
Saints
surprised.
won with a backup quarterback.
Huh?
Saints won with a backup quarterback.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they beat the Bucks.
Well, I saw they beat the Bucks, which I was very surprised about that.
That was the Bucks.
It was the first game of the season, and we should have beat them. But neither here nor there. No, what was Breeze?
Breeze? He's retired.
Who's y'all quarterback?
Jameis Winston.
That shows
he got injured.
That shows you how much I pay attention to y'all.
He tore his ACL and stuff, so they had
so he out for the season.
Yeah. Travis Simeon and I think
double homicide.
And the backup quarterback, he was out on concussion protocol.
That's okay, because I'm gonna make sure that we in the same room when we kick y'all ass.
That's my birthday weekend, ain't it?
Is it?
I think so.
He ain't gonna be here. So that happened, man.
I'm glad you reminded me that fast. I just forgot that we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Go out there.
Hockey started up this year finally. We are definitely hitting the Stars game.
Got to. We
Yeah.
keep saying that we're gonna hit one up. We never hit one up. We keep saying that we're gonna go back to watch another Rangers game, and we.
I went to a Rangers game this year.
You did. I was.
But you had Coco.
That's what it was.
Yeah. You had that Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you the time that
I could have went. I'm pretty sure it was somebody else in that bitch that had Coco shit.
Yeah, man. World Series just happened.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Houston Astros for losing. I love it. I love it.
Anybody but the Astros.
I fucking hate the Astros, man. But outside of that, man, I was really happy to see a Braves win because they had those two the base coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Two very well respected black coaches in the MLB league.
Yeah.
And I was happy, to see them get they shine. Like I think they really promoted them after that win. And so, whenever it's a black person get their flowers at the time that they deserve it, man, I'm all for it.
I'm rooting for everybody black. Well, let me take that back.
Not everybody. But yeah. So that was good, man. That was I was happy to see that on top of just a Houston Astros loss.
Yeah, man.
I
didn't even watch it. I just looked at the score and I saw they got that ass smacked in the last game.
No, what pissed me off though was that Atlanta could have really ended it in Atlanta. They waited to go all the way back to Houston because in that the game before that one, they had a I've been drinking grand slam in like the first or second inning.
Oh, okay. So they blew a lead.
Yeah.
Sound like some Rangers shit.
Yeah, definitely sound like some
2
shit.
years in a row.
Listen, it's that wound's still fresh. So yeah, man, I was definitely happy to see that. Other news, man, the baby is uncanceled.
He's uncanceled. According to the LGBT or some shit, whatever.
All of the alphabets.
Yeah.
He is performing at something.
He was at Rolling Loud, and I think he's doing some other concerts as well and stuff. So
yeah, so the cancel culture, man.
Yes.
How do you go from canceled to uncanceled to canceled to uncanceled?
Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you, because I wanted to talk about this the other day, but I had
culture?
popped that thing and I couldn't talk. Black people. I just want to see if you noticed this. You remember when woke started and what it was about? And then slowly somebody else joined that movement, and then the woke started pushing towards something else, and then it got off of this, and now it's turned into, the woke mob, and it's the point that where people like, saying, I can't even stand woke people because they just want all this other stuff, and the initial issue that it was on was, so I just want to throw that out in the wind, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just want
women's voting. They said, you know what I'm saying, let's vote. Give women the vote. And they got their right to vote. They said, no, we weren't talking about black people.
Yeah. I just want us to stop canceling people just over the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, man.
I want black people to be black people first.
That's it. And support each other.
Yeah.
But earlier, a good song came out.
Oh, it did. It did.
Man, that new Silk Sonic man came out, and I sent it to you, but you had already posted about it.
Yeah, you sent it to me first, but I hadn't looked at my phone yet.
Okay.
Well, I guess I did look at my phone, but I just didn't see your text message because you probably texted me while I was half asleep. and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, they got a new song out and stuff like that. And I posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, they're smoking out the window now.
Yeah, smoking out the window. I haven't been in that situation where I want to smoke out the window and I don't smoke.
This
bitch got.
Let me tell y'all, when I saw Nick post on your comment, when he commented on your post about how it was playing in his classroom, and then it got to bitch, I would have paid to be a fly on the wall.
He said he let it go the first time,
and then they double back.
He double down on this bitch.
This bitch,
she got me doing all this shit.
Yeah, man. But it's man. So I was thinking about that. I was listening to because so when I hear a song that I just fuck with, it's the musician in me, man. Mm-hmm. When I hear just a dope song, I play it multiple times that day, because I'm listening for more than just the lyrics. Like I'm listening to everything in the song. I'm listening to all the music,
the instruments, the arrangements, the background vocals play a big part.
Man,
everything.
That's what has me in love with Jasmine Sullivan.
She be at all over places.
But
layered vocals.
Man. But yeah, so I was thinking about this earlier, and this is from a what gen are we in? Gen Z?
Millennials.
No, we're millennials, but what is the
now?
The up and coming generation. Is that Gen Z?
I think so.
Anyways, them people,
the young motherfuckers,
them folks, after I'll say like after the year 2000, right? Mm-hmm. Do they realize that that's an old school vibe, or do they just think that that's something that's being reinvented? Because this
I think
whole
it just depends on how you raised. Because it may be some millennials that don't know that's an old school vibe.
Because this whole Six Sonic vibe, like,
I think it's like
leave the door open to skate to
Six Sonic, and I think they have Bootsy Collins with them, so you can definitely hear the funk aspect to it.
It's funky, and I fuck with it, man. It's definitely giving a late '80s, early '90s vibe. Not even late '80s, like
probably like '70s. Yeah, like '70s funk.
Late '70s, early '80s
and stuff. But I guess you could say it's all over the place.
But I mean, even going into the '90s, man, because it's got a lot of like you hear a lot of Michael Jackson in it. You hear a lot of.
And that's the thing, though, because especially for those who decide to go into music. You need to know where you came from and stuff, because you can hear the progression. Yeah. And you can see like, the 70s did this, but they got it from the 60s. So now the 80s is doing this, but they was like, oh no, you got that from the 70s, but and realistically you got it from the 60s. Shout out to black people for inventing rock and roll too. Jay-Z just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm not a Jay-Z fan, but
I'm not either.
I'm rooting for everybody black.
Yeah.
I'm with it, man. Speaking of music, Summer Walker just came out with a new album. It's definitely probably something that I won't listen to, but I've seen a lot of memes and posts about it, because apparently she makes sad songs, and she was supposed to be happy in this one, and it's another sad song.
Yeah, so. Well, she broke up with She just recently broke up with her.
Another sad love song.
Shout out to Tony, bro.
Hey, Tony. I love Tony.
My pops that was his celebrity career.
She's like 4'0". She's short as shit.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, you seem. I have no type, so
I ain't got no
Sunflower is 7'2"
and then
Todd is
312.
Like, yeah, so they all over the place.
Yeah, man. So that's music, man. I love music. I'm definitely looking forward to a lot of new music coming out.
Yeah, I've been on that Wale heavy though.
You told me about that, and I still got to check it out.
It's a vibe.
Also, man, me, I'm a Marvel guy. The Eternals just dropped. This is the opening weekend, so I'll probably go see it Sunday. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, man. But coming up on the last thing. Top 3. We got a top 3 for y'all this week. Top 3 sitcoms. Go.
Top 3 sitcoms. Number one, I'm gonna go with Jamie Foxx show.
Okay.
And it just recently came to HBO Max.
Really?
Yes, so I've been mentioning it.
Okay.
Number two, I am gonna say Martin.
Okay.
I imagine it's on a lot of people's list.
It's on my list.
Number three is what is probably not gonna be on anybody's list. I'm gonna go Psych.
Wow.
Yeah. Not Fresh Prince.
Wait, is that a sitcom? Is that considered a sitcom?
It's a situational comedy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, murder mystery.
Okay. I'll give you that one. I'm not sure if that I'm gonna let you slide, but I'm not sure if that's
a sitcom. It's dealing with situation.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So my top three. Number one, I'm gonna go with Martin.
Okay.
Number two, I'm gonna because I learned. I feel like from a family perspective, learned so much from it.
Family Matters.
No, I'm gonna go with Fresh Prince. I'm gonna go with Fresh Prince.
Homeboys in Outer Space.
You stupid. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Fresh Prince. Number three. So this is a hard one, and so I'm gonna give you number three, and then I'm gonna tell you the next one, which I don't know if is considered a sitcom. But number three, which is probably not on a lot of people's list, but I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna go with The Game. The Game was one of my favorite sitcoms, man. Well, before it went to BET, because it
was it on CW first?
Yeah, it was on CW.
CW was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, WB. Yeah. So yeah,
I lived through a lot of. Was it WB?
It was.
What was UPN?
It
was CW. What?
No, UPN was 21.
It turned into CW, right?
No, WB turned into CW.
Damn,
that was 33.
I'm old as fuck.
Yeah, but so the last one I was gonna give you, and I guess it would be considered a sitcom, but
you said The Game.
Yeah, that was my three. But no, I was saying I had an additional one that I really really like.
Oh, okay.
Which is This Is Us.
Okay, this is not a situational comedy, is it?
It's not.
It's a drama.
It is, but that's one of my tops.
How you gonna talk to me about Psych, but you bring that up?
Because
there's nothing alike.
Because I gave you motherfucking three of them.
Because old boy from Psych is in This Is Us. Well, that's what you keep telling me because I've never watched it.
Hey, everybody should
watch it. Because I don't feel like crying.
Yeah, you probably cry on it. But yeah, man. So those are my top three. All of the listeners out there, man. Y'all give us y'all top three in the comments.
List on everything.
Yes, give
YouTube.
us YouTube. Yes, give us your comments.
Eventually, Facebook when I create the account.
This has been episode 19, man. I want to close out by again saying, my brother, I love you.
Love you too, man.
I appreciate you, man. I love doing this with you. All of the listeners out there, all of the listeners out there, man.
The lifters out there.
We love y'all. We thank y'all for supporting us. We hope y'all continue. We hope y'all like the comment. And if you don't like the comment, let us know. If you like it, if you don't like it, let us know.
Hope you like the content.
What'd I say?
The comments.
You
like the comments too. When you go down to the comment section.
Yeah, we hope y'all like the content. As always, man, you can.
I'm fucked up.
As always, you can agree with us, man. You can disagree with us. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Father, fuck you.
But man, that's our 2 cents on it. Y'all have a good week. Y'all tune in with us next week for episode number 20.
All right.